What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. This absolutely massive expanse of tracks and jumps here in the desert is called Scrapyard MX. This is Bradley Clay's newest creation, and it consists of 3 tracks. You've got a main, let's call it MX/national track. There is a shorter loop of this track as well, which has got its own separate timing. I'm not sure exactly where it splits off and does a separate thing. I'll probably stick to the full loop if possible, but the lap time around that has got to be coming up to the 2-minute mark. Surely that looks huge. We've also got a 3D scanned real Supercross track. I don't know which track it's scanned based off of. So for any of you nerds out there who know every single track that exists in the entire world, just looking at this, do you know which one it is? Let me know. I'd be very, very interested. I'm sure if I sat down and stared at it for a bit longer, I might find out. But that's what you guys are for. You're very, very helpful in that. And that one particular rut there looks very, very sexy. We're going to get cranked over in that. And then also, where is it? I might have lost it while flying around. Over here in the distance, we've got a very, very whooped out like turnstile track, which Bradley has said can go in both directions as well. So either way, see, it's quite, I was going to say it's quite short there, but it actually disappears off over into the background as well and all the way along there. That straight looks hella whooped out. I'm generally interested to try that. I have some of the most fun times on sandy turn tracks as well. And oh, this must be where it does the short loop or the long loop. Got 2 jumps kind of joining into each other on the side here. Looks very, very pretty as well. And it's different texture-wise to Bradley's usual tracks. I know recently he done the quarry that was like a greyish, but a lot of his tracks go down the more like a reddish, hard-baked texture kind of look. So this is different from him, which is really, really nice to see. Just open desert. It's called Scrapyard based on all of the shipping containers that we see over there. We've got a little random bus. We've got some broken down vehicles. Got that forklift looks really high detailed for some reason. Frame's absolutely fine. If you do get frame issues around here, he said that it's best to turn off 3D grass. I don't even know if I've got my 3D grass on. I'm guessing so. I'm guessing that's what these things are here. But without further ado, let me stop waffling and let's spin some laps and try and get steezy, because some of these jumps look absolutely insane for whips. I have to say, lads, it is actually official. I am cooked. I'm not sure if you can tell from my voice right now. It is that kind of, I guess, rough, just woken up first thing morning voice. Except for me, it's not the morning at all. It is 4:17 PM. My sleep pattern is absolutely gone. So it's because of Call of Duty. I'm so sorry. If anybody's been expecting MX Bike streams over the last few days, they're on the back burner. I am so deep into the COD grind, it's unreal. And I've not even been going for the usual grind, like in terms of camos that I tend to go for. Instead, I've been going for just getting as high of a rank as humanly possible. In the past, when I've worked like a 9 to 5 or I've still been at school and I've been really invested in Call of Duty, I've always lost a lot of time, obviously, in ranking up and gaining levels on the leaderboards from doing normal life. But I feel like I'm in quite a privileged position now where I get to make my own hours, especially from recording MX Bikes videos. And I can now sit here all day, every day, grinding out MX Bikes and getting to a decent spot, which isn't a good idea. But I went to bed this morning at 6:30 AM and now I've just woken up at 4, so I didn't plan on sleeping quite that long, so I've probably lost a whole lot of progress again to the rest of the world. But I'm hoping throughout this week I should be able to make some good progress, simply because everyone will be going to their day jobs and school, etc. But to put it into perspective for you, the game's been out, I guess it would be day 4 today for general public. I am 2nd prestige, level 46, which is pretty gross. It took me 20 hours to prestige the first time. It's quite a long grind. And before I logged off last night, you can go to career and you can filter by your overall score. That's just total score earned. I was in 698th place in the entire world out of God knows how many millions of people that must have played the game. So yes, you are allowed to call me a full-on sweat. But I was interested to see, a lot of people were saying they were surprised to see me playing other games. And it seems like people genuinely just thought that the only game I play ever is MX Bikes. And that couldn't be further from the case. I mean, specifically, over the last... Oh, do you reckon you can... I wonder if you could step onto that. That seems like quite a bit of a hug. It seems that, yeah, people think that I just play MX Bikes, but it couldn't be further from the truth. When it comes to gaming in general, I suppose you only see MX Bikes because that's all the channel really is. But the only time I play bikes is A... oh, hang on, the voice is going even more. Me, la 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 la. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. 1, 2, 3, and we're back. Right, okay. I only play this game either A, for videos, which, for example, like you're seeing right now, this is my first time playing the game in a couple of days, because I pre-recorded ahead of COD, and obviously yesterday we had the breakdown of Motocross Chasing the Dream. No, we didn't. We had the breakdown of Motocross the game, and then this is the first time on in a while. And then B is for when I'm doing like those public live streams and or aerial pro races. So, but I don't get much interest out of sitting here and grinding this game by myself anymore, if that makes sense. It's either for content or with you lot. So we'll see. I have a feeling that with the new COD release, it is going to very, very much hinder the amount of practice that I get in for SMX. Which is fine, to be fair. I was never going to go into SMX with the intention of winning. I just want to get some decent points on the board as well. Although I don't even think points will matter too much for me. Is that a scrub or is that meant to be a send? I have no idea. I don't think points matter too much for me anymore, really, because I've got my career number, I guess. I think I'm 99% committed to the number 3. I know I kept going on about it, but 3 seems to be the nicest number, in my opinion. I'm fairly committed to that. That comes up on you very quickly. Holy. So number 3 for that, and then obviously number 1 in outdoors. It would be nice to run a number 1 plate again. It's going to be a red number 1 plate for round 1, which, as you'll know, is the heaviest kind of number plate that there is out there. So I don't expect it to last past round 1. If it did, I don't know what's happened. It would be an absolute miracle, but we'll see about that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's set in stone or not yet, but it looked like Rax was debating whether he wanted to do EU or NA. And I'm guessing I'm not trying to fire shots at anyone in NA at all, especially after how I performed at the AOMX race the other week. But in Rax's words, there is no competition in NA. It's literally was him versus Skills every single week, and then after a while, Skills essentially gave up. So it was just kind of Rax by himself, just riding around all the time. And I suppose when you're in a position where you can come from basically last to almost first on a Suzuki 450 against all the other fast bikes, you probably need some more competition, to be fair. And that is the only issue that I've really seen with the region locking. I understand. Actually, let's go left here. Is this the short? Is this a short version? This is the short version. Okay, I see. I mean, it's not much shorter at all. It's only like it's a tiny little loop that you're missing out on. So yeah, I thought it'd be a lot shorter, but no, it's quite a similar distance. There's only one little extra loop of big track back there. Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to do that. But that's the issue with having the region locking there, is it does limit the competition on the top side of things. I suppose it is more there for the middle / back of the packs in being able to qualify and just not having the same people win everything all the time. So I get it, I understand. Oh, I don't think you're meant to be able to get up and over that as well. Bradley did say these bikes, this track was tested on beta 19 bikes, but can be ridden on everything. So by all means, feel free to ride your factory bikes, your A-kits, your old OEMs, aka your free ride bikes if you still want to. This is very difficult because the track is so long, and I'm trying to waffle and talk at the same time. But, oh, please don't crash. Oh, we're swapping. We're so dead. We are so dead. Holy, I've noticed when you start swapping on these bikes, it's much harder to save it and regain. It just kind of, it snowballs and gets worse and worse. But, stretch that bad boy out. Oh, take the back brake, up and over. Yeah, much harder to remember this, where it's such a long lap time. That time took me 3 minutes. Surely it's not actually 3 minutes long. Surely I just had a bad lap. I don't know. But it's hard to memorise, especially with a lot of blind jumps. It will take quite a few laps, I reckon, to get the hang of where everything is around here. Holy... K-dub, transfer. Yeah, survive. Oh my goodness. Even looking at the map doesn't seem to be giving me much help at all at the moment, purely because when the map is helpful is when you have like a really, really tight corner after a jump. And it's like, okay, actually, I probably shouldn't send this one too far because I'm going to land off the track. When you've got a really long straight after it, let's try a different rhythm here. If we check up, and then we send that to downside here. That is a bit of a stretch, you know. 450 for the win. Suzuki feels very good, by the way, as well right now. And then up here is where I need to be a bit more careful. Loving all these little rollers as well. I need to step down into here, double, double. Oh, there's a little roll. Oh, I wonder. I know you guys are thinking what I'm thinking. I wonder if you can use that to double around the corner. That would be huge. That'd be a very, very quick line. And then it's not like the entire track's wide open either. You've got some little bits like that, which is almost like a speed check. Causes you to slow down a little bit. And yeah, Suzuki feels pretty okay so far. I know there's not much in terms of braking bumps or super technical ruts. It's nice and smooth and flowy, so I think most tracks would be okay. But I'm really enjoying this. The erode does seem to be eroding. I've got the erode set to 1.2 for this. I've cranked it up compared to what I usually run, which is like 0.8 or so. And it's very, very obvious where the erode is, so I don't mind that at all. Up and over, double that. I like the alternative lines as well, which is nice to see. If you go left side or right side, you end up getting into a bit of a different rhythm. This next jump looks to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to try and send it a bit further. Lovely. Let's go around the outside here, just like the trailer park girls would. And then up on the pegs, get sat down, get on the power. Oh, yeet, Tarsner. These jumps are very lovely. Like, really, really lovely. I'm guessing it's the way the faces of them have been built, but you can toss it sideways over some of these. This is very nice and very flowy so far. I'm surprised that I'm not doing worse than I thought I'd do a lot worse than I am right now, to be honest. Just after hopping on the game after a couple of days. Got a big old triple step up here. That's not coming back round, is it? Oh my god, I don't know how that came back round. I absolutely threw that sideways. Holy. And then little step up here. Just throw the bike out to the side again a little bit. Let it kind of float out to the side. And should be in third gear here. I don't know why I'm still in second. Scrubbed it a little bit too much. Let's go left side. Double, double, single. I think we'll scrub this bad boy at the top. We do. And then we can hug the inside here, because I don't think you can step up all the way. Just go double. Scrub that as well. Row around the outside. So the outsides are definitely a viable option, but they're not. I don't know why I keep thinking this is triple, but they're not too OP to the point where it's the only line you'll want to take. The insides are very, very viable as well, which I like. And then scrub over this. Oh my goodness, the back end is swapping. Double down, send this a bit further as well, because I keep casing everything. Need to go further still. Okay, okay. On the brakes, I don't think I'm going to stop. Oh, barely. No, no, you don't really want to go inside there. I don't think you get caught in. I mean, you want as much speed and momentum as possible through these rollers. I don't think that was the way to go. I'm going to hit the step up. Is it just because I've not been on the game for a few days, or is the Suzuki like hella nimble in the air? Like, it feels really, really good to throw this thing around. Like, just throw it backwards, bring it back around on yourself. Lovely. Try the inside down here as well. I've not taken this yet, as you can see by my lines, doing the same thing over and over again. And we're going to hit this step up, stretch it out, lean over the front of the bike, little tap of the back brake in the air into this inside rut. This, right, check up here. This one jumps to the right. I remembered. So I've jumped off the track the last 2 or 3 times over to the left side there. Check up on this bad boy. You can probably triple that if you wanted to. We double this. So you can go double, and then it's a bit of a rough landing, to be fair. You're coming from quite high out of the sky, but then you have to single into the corner. So I actually prefer going around the outside of that little hump there. Get a much better line for the corner. Holy. Almost looped my Larry there. Bike realised how much power it had. I don't know how. I went into that corner way too quickly, but we've managed to survive it. It's okay. Up on the pegs again. Staying on the pegs some more. There's something very satisfying about riding some of these corners up on the pegs rather than getting sat down everywhere. Oh, I've completely biffed that. Oh, go on, try and double. Yes, double, double. Little double on the way out. Again, slot into the inside. No! Ah, that's the first like front end issue that I've had in a very, very long time. I find these bikes are very, very good on the old front ends, and then that's just me trying to bike life and messing up as well. But honestly, this outdoor track, really, really enjoyable. Where is the Supercross track in relation to where I am right now? I don't know. Let me go and find it real quick, and we'll do some laps of the Suzuki as well on a Suzuki that has no setup on it whatsoever. That should be a great idea. Right, Supercross track found. Supercross track looking at very one-to-one scale as well, which I absolutely adore. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea, I'll be honest, before I've even stepped laps on it, just based on the scaling. But I love, cannot emphasize enough, 3D scanned / perfect one-to-one scale tracks on these games. So this excites me very, very much. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to ride around. I have no idea what track it is, or what track it's based off, whether it was a real like AMA Supercross track, or if it's someone's like backyard track. Again, all of you guys will know all of this information really, really well, and it helps me with the engagement in the comments a little bit. So please do let me know if you have any idea what track this is, whose track this is. I am so sorry. How have I ridden away from that? I shouldn't have ridden away from that, but oh well, we'll carry on. The berms are not huge by any means, so you actually do have to take your time and check up a little bit. But I don't know if I'm alone in this, or if it seems to be a common theme amongst the general community right now. On these most recent bikes, I prefer Supercross a lot more than I prefer outdoors. I've been really, really enjoying it, and I've just heard the front door close, which I guarantee, give it about 10-20 seconds, I guarantee Linda walks in that door right there and goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know you was recording," and I'll have to do a little blur and a little cut. We'll see if it happens, or we'll see if she picks up, if she can hear me talking through the door. See if Psychic Linz is real. See if he's popping. But we'll get through these whoops. I like the whoops. I like how they're nice and whooped out. But goes without saying, doesn't it? The whoops are whooped out. Yeah, sick. I like how the whoops are broken down. You got some high spots and some low spots. So if you move around a little bit, you'll have time to you'll be able to save or lose some time. Unfortunately, if you get a little bit out of the line that you want, it'll kick you slightly higher. Got to check up a lot for this finish line, quite on the small side, but that just comes with the one-to-one scaling. And I don't know if it's just an inherent issue with the game that makes one-to-one feel really small and to the point where you can just overjump everything all the time, or if it is just as bikes have progressed in speed over the years, or maybe the general scaling of tracks is just on the larger side. I don't know if that is why actual realistic size tracks do feel so tiny. I don't know if it's something that you could end up changing at all, because if you kind of sit here, I know first person looks a bit different than third person. I reckon you could only get maybe, like if I'm sat right on the edge of the track, what do you reckon? You get like 4 people side by side here before you use up the full width. I don't know how wide a real Supercross track is, to be fair. Maybe that is the case, and just because we don't want to get near each other because of netcode and weird collisions and stuff, maybe that's the case. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose I've never really seen people going 4 wide in real life at all. The tracks do feel small, but they then are more technical because of that, which I enjoy. I enjoy it more from a single player standpoint. I don't think it would race well, if that makes sense. You'll see the timer, obviously at the top left, is still counting down my Nationals track laps. That is just because I'm too lazy to back out and reload the track on the Supercross track. There is timing for all these, so the short version of outdoors, the big version of outdoors, which I've done, and this Supercross track here as well, all have their own individual timing gates. So if you wanted to see what lap times you had on each and every one, then you are more than welcome to do so. But I like this. This is really, it's quite nice actually. Different to what you usually get as well. Even though it's really, really small scaled, being 1-to-1, it's not like I'm quadding and 5-ing my way through every single rhythm, just with how the jump faces have been built. So it's a lot of a slower paced Supercross, which is really, really enjoyable. That little double into triple into the corner there felt really nice and satisfying, very flowy. You know, double over this finish line, get on the brakes, round to the right, open up the power a little bit. We've got a little bit of chop going into this corner as well from the braking, which you don't see on many Supercross tracks. So massive shout out Bradley for putting in those little attentions to detail. I'm guessing that can be a tire tap if you go on the inside, and then step on, step off. Ooh, I wonder if you can double step off there rather than just single step off. I have no idea. I've not gone over the bars on that landing. You can double in, step to the top of this dragon's back, step off. There's so many different lines. Really, genuinely, I didn't expect there to be this much differentiation in the rhythms. I don't know if I'm just sucking, so the way that I'm entering the sections is changing all the time, but around, double into the corner again, round to the left, over the, well, I guess it's a wall slash little table. This is satisfying to me. Double, downside it nicely, sit down, seat bounce as hard as you can, stretch the bike out in the air, little brake tap, and you perfectly get over the triple on the way out. I'm not sure how well a 250 would do around here with some of the lines, to be honest, but this is also eroding really, really nicely, like super nicely. The amount of times I've jumped off to the left. So if I cut down, tire tap. Yeah, I don't know if that's meant to be a tire tap, but it felt nice. It felt okay at the time. I did have to really overdo it, over accentuate it, so I didn't go over the bars. The triple, let me go outside here. I mean, then triple out of here. Yeah, triple properly hit the dragon's back without jumping onto it. Hit the soupy triple. Round to the right, up on the pegs, and then blitz those bad boys. Double into the corner, into the rough stuff. Over this. I think this might be the actual... Is this the finish line? Or is there a bigger... There's a double behind me. Never mind, that's not the finish line. And then double this. Oh, I cased it a bit, so I don't think I'm going to get it. Barely got up and over it. And then you can have a single, double, over the finish again. Nice and floaty. All around. That is a really, really enjoyable SX track. That's one of the most fun Supercross tracks I've played in a very, very long time. So now all that's left is I have to try and find my way to... Where is it? The sand... There it is, over here. The sand turn track, which he did say can go in both directions. I don't know if there is a preferred direction, because technically you can ride any track in both directions. It's just one way will be awful and one way will be fun. But let's give this a go. Let's see what these bikes are like. When I say sand turn track, I thought it would be sand based on the colouring of it. It is not. It is normal, normal soft soil. So it's going to be very, very fast. Thankfully, these new OEM's front ends are really, really stable. So you shouldn't have much issue. It's more the back ends like that slipping out that might cause you some problems. Let's see. So we kind of cut through the fencing here as well. Let's interacting with the environment a little bit, which you like. You could have just kept it within the fencing and nobody would have said anything, but just tiny little extra details that make it come to life a little bit more. Just trying to look ahead as far as possible. Oh, on the back wheel. Get some speed going along this straight. Check up a little bit. I'm trying to set up on the pegs. I really don't feel like there's any need to sit down anywhere unless you're getting in, like, into some of these cups, and then you can sit down and try and soak up the rollers. But in terms of the actual corners themselves, there is no reason whatsoever really to be standing or to be sitting down in these turns. Don't go over the bars. Oh, see the back end trying to come out on me just a little bit. I'm trying not to be too scumbaggy with riding the sides of the track either. I am trying to embrace the rough stuff, embrace the whipped out bits, but in the turns it makes a lot of sense to be riding the edges a bit. This is a lot more intense than both the outdoors and this. Oh no, over the bars. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's that takes a lot more brain power and thinking. You're constantly trying to look ahead. What happened there? Did I just... Let's check up a bit. Hit that. Oh, I might have just braked at the wrong time, because that gave me a kick that it shouldn't have given me. Damn, that gave me a huge kick. I did not expect that whatsoever. And again? I must have just braked at the wrong time. You can see the brakes locking up there. I have combined brakes, so maybe that made the front end drop a little bit. I have absolutely no idea. But overall, really, really solid. Very, very enjoyable. Nice new little playground for us all to enjoy. So, Scrapyard MX. It is on MX Bike Shop, I believe. Let me go and have a look at the link. Again, fortunate enough that Bradley sent this to me personally to give it a go. It's probably already out. I suppose where I had the MTG video out yesterday and then I've been grinding COD, I've kind of missed the release by a day or so, which I do apologise for, but you can't always be on top of things all the time. So if you enjoyed this, by all means, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's very much appreciated. And have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.
Lynn's in the zone, never backing down. Riding MX bikes, he's the talk of the town. 2022 champ with a YouTube crown. His game is tight, no signs of slowing down. Late nights, bright lights, he's chasing that fame in the digital arena. Writing his name, she's a 10 out of 10. Supporting his lane, hairline might receive, but his passion's the same.